Hello and welcome to this week's Women's Football Chat. My name is Chris Gadsby. I'm here every Thursday at 6 p.m. bringing you the very latest from the third and fourth tiers in women's football in England. That's the FA Women's National League. Now, we've got a lot to get through this week, a lot of fixtures, a lot of results and quite a bit of news as well. So we'll crack straight on and we'll start with that news. We'll start with the Manager of the Month awards for September. Now we're into October the 6th. So September Manager of the Month. No real surprise with these ones either. So Manager of the Month for the third tier is Jay Sadler of Portsmouth Women. Strong run of results for Portsmouth, seeing them climb a number of places up the table. Portsmouth currently sitting in second, having beaten Billericay in September, having drawn with Gillingham, then beaten Watford, a loss to London Bees, and then a win against Crawley Wasps in the Cup. But they have moved up to second in the Southern Premier Division. And no surprises really in Tier 4. It's Jamie Phillip of Cardiff City Ladies who's got the Manager of the Month award. More victories for Cardiff City Ladies, still unbeaten and looking for all their worth as though they're going to set the goal difference record in the FA Women's National League. Played 5, won 5, a goal difference of plus 31 at the moment, and that includes winning in the Cup as well. In September, only 2 games in September in the league, a 5-0 victory over Exeter and a 6-0 victory over Keynsham Town. Also a 1-0 win against Southampton Women in the Cup. So Cardiff City, top of Division 1 South West, and with a game in hand over Exeter City in second. 31 goal difference they have already. Now, I've been doing a bit of research and it looks, as far as I can make out, like Keynsham Town currently hold the goal difference record with 100 in 2018-19 season. So we'll see if Cardiff can get close to that. The fact that they're a quarter of the way through the season, they're already on 31, strikes me as it could well be the case. So that is the Manager of the Month awards. Let's move on to the managerial departures. I mentioned one last week from Crawley Wasps. We've had another 2 this week. We'll start in towards the north. Boldmere St Michael's in the Northern Premier Division, of course. They have parted company with Simon Noakes. He's resigned. He joined the club last August. This is Boldmere's club statement, and delivered on his promise of getting us into Tier 3 while also winning Manager of the Year. Simon leaves us in our highest ever league position with a talented squad who have learned and improved with every game they've played this season. The club would like to thank him for all his hard work on and off the pitch. And we wish him every success in the future. Also, physio Alex Petinatos. Sorry, Alex. Petinatos also leaves the club after 4 seasons, and they thank him for his contribution as well. So, Boldmere St Michael's, they get their first win in Tier 3. We'll come on to obviously all those in a minute. But then they accept the resignation of Simon Noakes. And then also in the Southern Premier Division, Billericay Town's Scott Chickleday, of course, a friend of the show, had him on earlier on. Last season it would have been winter. Didn't have him on over the summer. He's also left Billericay Town. He says his time at Billericay Town has come to an end. He wants to thank Greg Lake and Kim Coaster for giving him the opportunity to manage at the club. And a special mention to his assistant manager, Steffi, who's been truly amazing from the minute we started this journey, and to all of the players as well. Some special memories: getting to the 4th round of the FA Cup, losing on penalties to Coventry United, and ultimately winning the FA Women's National League South East last season, only losing 1 game. He says it's time for him to take a break and spend some time with his family and the club. say they want to thank Scott for all his efforts, which saw them gain promotion to the 3rd tier, and wish him all the best for the future. So, yeah, managerial departures, Manager of the Month awards from the news from this week. Of course, we also have, earlier on this week, we got the 3rd qualifying round draw for the FA Cup, which saw the Tier 4 sides enter. I'll cover that when they're about to come in, because obviously all the Tier 4 sides are in. That's another 48. So what I'll do is I'll look at those in the run-up to those games. I might preview it if there's a week where it's a bit short, but this week is full of stuff. So in order to keep it short and not be an hour-long episode, I'll look at that later on, even though it was in the news this week. So let's crack on then. We'll start with the Northern Premier Division, as we always do. AFC Fylde 2, Stoke City 2. So good result there for Stoke against AFC Fylde. AFC Fylde haven't seemed to be so far the same side that we had last season. But AFC Fylde, Amy Hughes and Alexandra Taylor, 27th and 34th minute, providing their goals. Naomi Bedu and Beth Roberts with the goals for Stoke City to make it 2-2. Huddersfield Town 2, Liverpool Feds 0. 2 goals for Huddersfield. Then Laura Elford in the 21st minute and Kate Mallin in the 84th minute to give them a 2-0 victory. And there, as we said earlier on, the away victory for Boldmere St Michael's by 2 goals to 0 against Loughborough Lightning. Jessica Keeling in the 52nd minute got their 2nd goal. Alexandra Lydiard in the 8th minute opened the scoring, and Boldmere St Michael's, away from home, get the 3 points, their first win in the 3rd tier. West Bromwich Albion 1, Brighouse Town 1. Goal for Brighouse Town to Drew Green. Substitute Evangeline Gallop in the final 15 minutes, getting the goal for West Bromwich Albion. And finally, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Burnley 3. So Burnley, getting an away victory against Wolves. Ella Kinsert, 31st minute. Evie Priestley, 63rd and 85th minute for Burnley. Alicia Miller off the substitutes bench, getting the only goal of the game for Wolves. What that means for the table then is Burnley go top with 16 points from their 6 games. Their upper place, they replace Wolves, who are on 13 points from their 6 games. Huddersfield Town up 2 places to 3rd with 11 points. Stoke City remain in 4th on 10 points. Nottingham Forest drop 2 places to 9 points, having not played this weekend. So they've got 2 games in hand on everybody else. If they were to win both of those games in hand, they'd go up to 2nd, just 1 point behind Burnley. West Bromwich Albion and Derby County swap places. They're in 6th and 7th. Brighouse Town in 8th. AFC Fylde climb above Liverpool Feds in 9th and 10th. Boldmere St Michael's get that victory to bring them closer to safety, but they're still in the relegation zone in 11th. And Loughborough Lightning at the bottom of the table, still yet to get off the mark this season, and they are in 12th. Southern Premier Division, then Bridgewater United 1, Milton Keynes Dons 1. Goals in this one, Ellie Sara getting the goal for Bridgewater United, Molly Cooper the goal for MK Dons. Ipswich Town a 3-0 Ipswich Town a 3-0 victory over Crawley Wasps. Natasha Thomas, Bonnie Elizabeth Horwood and Freya Godfrey getting Ipswich's goals. London Bees 2, Cheltenham Town 4. Goals to Cheltenham Town coming all in the set. Well, one before half-time. Kylie Nolan in the 45th minute. Second half, Amy Woven, 58th minute. Henna Butcher, 61st minute. And Izzy Cook, 83rd minute. Goals for London Bees coming too. There's one missing, so just pausing slightly. Lisa Milliken in the 86th minute. Got a goal for them. And that's the only one that's been put onto the system. So they scored 2, but only one's been put on the system for London Bees. Oxford United 1, Watford 1. Watford opening the scoring in the 6th minute. Megan Chandler getting their goal. Oxford getting the point late on. Leah Burridge in the 94th minute, rescuing a point for the home side. Plymouth Argyle 2, Gillingham 1. For Gillingham, they took the lead. Seems to be a trend in the Southern Premier Division this week of the away side taking the lead. Cara Sophia Priscilla Afu Fajor in the 36th minute. Then 2 second half goals for Plymouth Argyle. Lily Greenslade and Beth Ireland getting their goals 65th and 76th minute. Put Plymouth Argyle in front, and they held on for the 3 points. And Portsmouth 5-0 over Billericay Town. Emma Jones with a hat-trick, 18th, 35th, 64th minute. Taylor McDonald, 38th and 51st minute. A convincing victory for Portsmouth. What it means for the table then, Oxford United and Portsmouth remain the top two. They're first and second. Watford climb a place to third on 10 points. London Bees drop a place on 10 points as well. They're now in fourth. Ipswich Town and Cheltenham Town both climb one place to fifth and sixth on 9 points, while MK Dons drop 2 places down into seventh on 7 points. Plymouth Argyle climb 3 places into eighth. They're out the relegation zone with that victory over Gillingham. They're on 6 points. Bridgewater United also climb a place. They're on 5 points. They are in 9th. Gillingham dropped 2 places. They're in 10th on 4 points. Billericay Town dropped 2 places. They're in 11th on 4 points. And Crawley Wasps remain at the foot of the table. They are on 2 points and in 12th. Moving through then into Tier 4, let's look at Division 1 North, and a relatively shock result at the top there. Barnsley 0, Stockport County 1. Ella Ritchie getting the only goal of the game in the 13th minute. But Stockport County beating the league leaders Barnsley by a goal to 0. Bradford City 1, Leeds United 2. Emma Elliott getting Bradford City's goal. 2 for Leeds United, both coming to Laura Bartop in the first half, 28th and 44th minute, to give Leeds United the 2-1 victory. York City, another victory for them, a 4-2 away win at Chorley. Goals to them coming to Alice Hughes in the 7th minute, Millie Ash in the 16th minute, Felicity Jones in the 24th minute, and Nicola Brown in the 56th minute. It's a great start there for York City. Jessica Gillin and Ellie Cleary getting the 2 goals for Chorley. Durham Sestra beat Middlesbrough by 3 goals to 0. But of course, only 2 are on the system at the moment. Let me just have a look. Our opposition own goal in the 7th minute opened the scoring. Then Erin Nicholson in the 26th minute and Poppy Pritchard in the 41st minute gave Durham Sestra a 3-0 victory. Merseyrail and Hull City tied at 0-0 after their 90 minutes. Nothing really to report too much in that game. And Newcastle United get a 1-0 away win against Norton and Stockton Ancients. Ellie Dobson with the only goal of the game in that one, coming off the substitutes bench. What it means for the table is Barnsley, despite losing to Stockport County, remain top, but they've been pegged back now by Newcastle United, who are now level on points with them in second. Their goal difference just slightly worse. Leeds United up 1 place in third. Durham Sestra up 2 places in fourth. York City up 2 places in fifth. Norton Stockton Ancients drop 3 places in sixth. Middlesbrough drop a couple of places there in seventh. And Hull City remain in eighth. Stockport County and Chorley swap places. They're in 9th and 10th respectively now. And the bottom 2 remains as it was. Bradford City in 11th and Merseyrail in 12th. Division 1 Midlands then, and things continue to go well for Stourbridge. They beat Doncaster Rovers Bells by 3 goals to 0 away from home. Megan Hadley, Alex Nicklin and Lily Beth Bown getting the 3 goals for Stourbridge. That is 33rd, 64th and 70th minute respectively. Leaford Athletic 0, Peterborough United 0. Again, nothing much to report in that game. Lincoln City 1, Solihull Moors 2 though. An opening minute goal for Eden Petterson gave Lincoln City the lead, but 2 goals for Solihull Moors. Ellie Bruton and Zoe Creaney gave them a 2-1 victory in the end. Northampton Town 7, Long Eaton United 0. A hat-trick for Alexandra Dix, 13th, 37th and 52nd minute. Bianca Lutman in the 27th and the 90th minute. Mia Richards in the 11th minute and Gracie Williams in the 62nd minute. Was a very convincing 7-0 victory for Northampton Town. Newly promoted Northampton Town, of course, and that will do them a world of confidence as well. Sheffield 1, Sporting Cowser 2. It was Sporting Cowser that went 2-0 up in this one with a goal either side of half time. Olivia Woolston in the 33rd minute, Stacey Garnham in the 47th minute put them 2-0 up. Matilda Hallis-Potts got one back for Sheffield 4 minutes from time, gave a little bit of hope to Sheffield, but they weren't able to get a second one, and Sporting Cowser held on for the away win. And Leek Town 2, Wem Town 2. 4 yellow cards in this one to Leek Town, but 10th minute to Chantel Gallagher, 23rd minute to Cassie Hyde gets their 2 goals. There's no time on the Wem Town goal, so don't know if that put them 2-0 up or not. Taylor Davis and Katie Doster getting the Wem Town goals. In Division 1 Midlands table then, so Stourbridge, Solihull Moors and Leafield Athletic all remain the top 3. Nothing's changed there. Peterborough United are up a place into 4th. Sporting Cows are up 2 places into 5th. Doncaster Rovers Bells drop 2 places. They're in 6th. Sheffield drop a place. They are in 7th. Leek Town remain in 8th. Northampton Town, though, they climb 3 places with that win. Their first win in the league. So they are now in 9th place on 4 points. Lincoln City drop. They are in 10th on 4 points. Wem Town in 11th on 4 points. And Long Eaton United in 12th on 3 points with a minus 32 goal difference. Into Division 1 South East then, and AFC Wimbledon against Wyndham Town was postponed. So we'll move straight to Ashford Town against Actonians. Actonians with the 3-0 away victory. Maria Ledsmaviso, Natsumi Kano and Ake Miyoshi with their goals. Cambridge City 0, United 1. United, Grace Gillard with the only goal of the game in the 28th minute for gave them yet another victory. Cambridge United 7, Chesham United 0. Goals in this one. There's only 6 on the system. Let's have a look to see if we can find where the other one is. On the system, Ruth Fox, Gisela Otten, Francesca Partridge, Elisa Stocktoe Down and 2 for Sarah Wiltshire. That's 6 of Cambridge's goals. So now we've got to see. There was 2 for Francesca Partridge. The other one was from the penalty spot. There really must be a way. I'm sorry, but there must be a way for these to be put on the system a bit better than they are at the minute. There really must. London Seaward 2, Queen's Park Rangers 1. Goal to Queen's Park Rangers with no time on it to Brogan Moore. But it was in before the 66th minute because that's when she was substituted off. 65th minute, in fact it was in the first half. It was 1-0 to Queen's Park Rangers at half time. In the second half, though, London Seaward turn it around. Suzanne Davis in the 65th minute and Samantha Lanza gets the winner in the 5th minute of added time. 95th minute winner for London Seaward. They beat Queen's Park Rangers by 2-1. And Norwich City beat Hounslow by 7-0. 2 for Ellie Smith, 2 for Catherine Stanley and 1 for Megan Todd, Olivia Cook and Ella Gamble give Norwich a convincing victory over Hounslow. Well, that means for the table then, the top 3 all remain the same. United in 1st, Norwich City in 2nd, London Seaward in 3rd. Cambridge United are up 2 places in 4th, they're on 8 points. AFC Wimbledon and Queen's Park Rangers both drop a place to 5th and 6th respectively, but AFC Wimbledon do have 2 games in hand. Actonians are up 3 places with their victory. That midfield is very tight at the minute, you can tell by all of the moves. Actonians up 3 places, they're on 4 points. Ashford Town, Chesham United, Cambridge City all drop 1 place to 8th, 9th and 10th respectively. They're on 4, 3 and 3 points. Hounslow are in 11th, now having got off the mark in the league. They are still yet to... they've played 1 game, they lost 7-0 to Norwich, so they're yet to score a point. And Wyndham Town at the bottom there, not playing this weekend, of course. They're also yet to get off the mark. They're on minus 22 goal difference from their 4 games. Let's move through to Division 1 South West then on Thursday. There's plenty of fixtures to go through here because we've got midweek results as well. Cardiff City 6, Keynsham Town 0, but only 3 of the goals have been put onto the system, and that's the hat-trick to Chloe Lloyd for Cardiff City. There's another hat-trick in there somewhere. Well, there's another 3 goals in there somewhere. I think they came to Corey Williams off the top of my head, but not 100% sure on that when I looked on Twitter. But 6-0 Cardiff City beat Keynsham Town. But can we have proper results on full-time, please? Makes it so difficult to do any kind of proper coverage of the FA Women's National League when there are so many errors and mistakes and things missing off full-time. It happened again last week. If you saw last week's show or listened to last week's show, I mentioned a few fixtures that were meant to be played this week. And the reason I mentioned those fixtures that were meant to be played in the week, in the last few days, was because they were on full-time at the time. They now disappeared. They got those fixtures, they got rearranged, but nobody mentioned that they got rearranged. It wasn't on any of the teams' Twitters. It was almost as though the teams never thought they were going to be playing this week and it was on full-time by mistake. But it just makes it so difficult to do. There are other people that cover the league like me, trying to provide you with the best service possible, and games are just mysteriously disappearing and we're telling you incorrect information. And there's nothing going out from anybody about why this game has suddenly disappeared. And it's very, very frustrating. It really is. Right, AFC Hostel 4, Keynsham Town 6. AFC Hostel doing really well in this game, scoring 4 goals, yet not coming away with the win. Bethany Everson with a hat-trick for them and Lucy Soloway also getting a goal. Keynsham Town, 2 for Nathaniel De Silva, 2 for Shannon Redhouse, 1 for Nadine Grogan and 1 for Naomi Clipston. Made it 6-4 to Keynsham Town. Cardiff City make it an 11-0 week for them. They beat Maidenhead United by 5 goals to 0. Chloe Lloyd, Ruby Scarhill and Corey Williams getting a goal each. Grace Horrell getting 2 for Cardiff City. Exeter City 3, AFC Bournemouth 1. 2 for Jenna Markham, 3 minutes apart, 56th and 58th minute. That was then Bournemouth then got 1 back thanks to Lucy Cooper in the 64th minute, but that only lasted for 4 minutes because Molly Taylor in the 68th minute made it 3-1 to Exeter. And then Larkhall Athletic losing by 3 goals to 0 at home to Chelsea. Natasha Wilde in the 27th minute before Megan Fox in the 29th minute, and Laura De Silva in the 70th minute made it a comfortable win for Chelsea in the end. Moneyfields and Swindon Town was postponed. Portishead Town 3, Southampton Women 0. 2 goals for Rosie Hill in the 64th and the 72nd minute. Backed up Nathaniel Zajakowski's 41st minute opener for Portishead Town, making it 3-0 for them. And then finally, last night, Southampton Women getting a late winner against Chelsea. It was in added time at the end of the game. It's not on the system yet, so I'll just bring it up for you because I remember it was really late. The goal came to Kira Heslem in the 92nd minute, curling a free kick into the top corner and giving Southampton Women the 3 points. So what that means for the table then. Cardiff City trying to set a new goal-scoring record, as I said earlier in the show. They're top of the table. They go up by 2 points. They are maximum points, 15 out of 15, with a goal difference of 31. Exeter City in second upper place and Chelsea into third upper place. AFC Bournemouth have dropped 2 places. They are down to 4th. Southampton Women are up a place to 5th. Portishead Town up 2 places to 6th. Moneyfields drop a couple of places. They're down to 7th. Swindon Town drop a place, they're down to 8th. And the bottom 4 is as you were. Keynsham Town are in 9th on 6 points. Maidenhead United in 10th, yet to get off the mark. Larkhall Athletic in 11th, also on 0. AFC St Austell, bottom of the league, a minus 26 goal difference for them, and also on 0. But that will do it for the results from the past 7 days. Now let's look at the fixtures. We've got league and cup fixtures to go through. We'll start then in the Northern Premier Division. AFC Fylde against Huddersfield Town. Brighouse Town take on Derby County. Burnley face Nottingham Forest. That'll be a big game as well this Sunday. West Bromwich Albion against Stoke City and Wolverhampton Wanderers against Boldmere St Michael's. Game of the day in the Northern Premier Division, I think, is Burnley against Nottingham Forest. On paper, it's first versus fifth, but you've got top of the table against a side who have 2 games in hand, and if they win both of those games in hand, then they go into second. So it feels like an important top of the table clash. West Bromwich Albion against Stoke City, 4th against 6th as well. 2 sides there that are trying to kick on a bit and try and get closer towards the top of the table. Wolverhampton Wanderers in 2nd against Boldmere St Michael's in 11th. We'll see how Boldmere do without their manager. 2 fixtures in the week on Wednesday. Brighouse Town against Burnley, and then it's the Black Country Derby, Wolverhampton Wanderers against West Bromwich Albion. 2 home games for Wolves this week. They will be targeting nothing less than 6 points. Southern Premier Division, Billericay Town against Crawley Wasps. That's going to be an important game. That's the bottom 2. Billericay Town could get themselves up as high as 8th with a win. Crawley Wasps could go as high as 10th with a win. So both of them with a win could get out of the relegation zone. Oxford United against Ipswich Town, 2 of the big guns last season. They go head to head. Portsmouth take on Bridgewater United, and Watford face Plymouth Argyle. Then in the week on Tuesday, Cheltenham Town take on Bridgewater United and Crawley Wasps host Watford. Then on Wednesday, just the one game, Billericay Town against Gillingham. Gillingham currently in 10th, Billericay Town currently in 11th. A very important week, you feel, for Billericay Town, who are at home both games and face currently 12th and 10th with Billericay Town in 11th. They could, of course, it relies a lot on results going their way, but as it stands at the moment, 2 victories could see Billericay Town go as high as 4th. Now, they won't go as high as 4th because of other teams playing and picking up points, but 2 wins for Billericay Town this week could see them get right into the mid-table. So it's a very, very important week for Billericay Town. Division 1 North, not much at the weekend, but again, plenty in the week. Hull City against Bradford City. Leeds United take on Chorley. Merseyrail face Norton and Stockton Ancients. Stockport County take on Middlesbrough. I suppose the biggest game there at the weekend is probably kind of the in terms of closest, it's Stockport against Middlesbrough, 9th against 7th, and they both want to increase that gap to the relegation zone as much as they can. Merseyrail at home to Norton Stockton Ancients is 12th against 6th. And then the other side in the relegation zone, Bradford City are away to Hull, which is 8th. I suppose that's probably the biggest game for Bradford City. A win for them could see them climb out the relegation zone. There's already a gap appearing between the bottom 2 and the rest, so they need to get some results pretty quickly. Big game, though, in the week on Wednesday. Bradford City host Merseyrail, the bottom 2 going head-to-head. So one of them could get out of the relegation zone again there. Durham Sestro against Newcastle United, that's 4th against 2nd. So again, another big game there. And Stockport County against Chorley, 9th against 10th. So those are 2 sides close together as well. So whilst the games on Sunday, there aren't really any kind of big clashes, the midweek games could be very important. So I'll have a look at those next week as well. Division 1 Midlands, Peterborough United against Doncaster Rovers Bells, Stourbridge against Leek Town and Wem Town against Lincoln City on Sunday. Peterborough in 4th against Doncaster Rovers Bells in 6th. So they'll both be looking to try and catch Stourbridge. Stourbridge take on Leek Town, who are currently in 8th. Now, with Solihull Moors not playing, Stourbridge could put themselves 5 points clear at the top of the Division 1 Midlands table, albeit having played a game more. So that's what they'll definitely be looking for and forcing the other teams to try and catch them. On Tuesday, it's 2nd against 3rd as Solihull Moors travel to Leafield Athletic, so they can't both win. So it's a great scenario for Stourbridge as well. Also on Tuesday, Peterborough United against Northampton Town, 4th against 9th. Sporting Cowser take on Long Eaton United, which is 5th against 12th. Then also Wem Town against Stourbridge, that's 11th and in the relegation zone against 1st. And of course Stourbridge, because of Solihull Moors and Leaford Athletic not playing at the weekend, they will still be, even if they lose at the weekend, top of the table. So they have a great opportunity there. Yes, they'll have played a game in hand over the weekend, but picture this scenario by the time we do next week's show. You've got a Stourbridge side that beats Leek Town at the weekend. They go 5 points clear because Solihull Moors and Leaford Athletic don't play at the weekend. Peterborough could play and win, of course, but Stourbridge could be 5 points clear by the time we go into Tuesday. Now, if Leaford Athletic and Solihull Moors draw, let's say Peterborough United don't pick up maximum points either, Stourbridge win. Stourbridge could be 7 points clear at the top of the table by the time we get to this time next week. Which, don't forget, of course, they came up last season as well. They've done tremendously well over summer and the start of this season. They could be 7 points clear come this time next week, which would be really setting a gauntlet down for the rest of the side, saying, come on, catch them. And bear in mind, of course, that by this time next week as well, they'll be more than a third of the way through the season. It's not, I know we're only at the start of October, but they'll have played 8 games by this time next week. It's only a 22-game season. That only gives the other team 14 games and 42 possible points to come and catch Stourbridge. Now, of course, it's possible. It's possible up until about 4 weeks to go in the season. It just feels like such a gauntlet is being thrown down by Stourbridge at the moment, and I don't think anybody wants to face them right now. Right, let's move into Division 1 South East. We've got 2 pages of Division 1 South East because there's so much to talk about. So let's just crack on with the weekend fixtures. Actonians against Wyndham Town, 7th against 12th. Wyndham desperately trying to get off the mark this season. Cambridge City take on AFC Wimbledon, that's 10th against 5th. Hounslow face Queen's Park Rangers. Hounslow looking to get off the mark this season as well. It's 11th against 6th. London Seawood against Cambridge United, probably the game of the day there, 3rd against 4th, although already there's a 5-point gap between those two. It does look as though, a bit similar to last year, we're going to get 2 or 3 teams at the top that are going to run away, and everybody else will just be fighting for that midfield position. Hashtag United against Ashford Town, that's 1st against 8th. Hashtag United currently top of the table by just a single goal, but with Norwich City not playing, they could get themselves 3 points clear at the top of the table. Let's move through into the week. Norwich City take on Cambridge City, that's 2nd against 10th. Wyndham Town face Cambridge United, that's 12th against 4th, obviously as these stand at the moment. Wimbledon take on London Seawood, 5th against 3rd. That'll be big for Wimbledon to try and get themselves into that kind of top group that I've just mentioned. Actonians take on Hounslow, that's 7th against 11th. Hashtag United take on Chesham, 1st against 9th. And Queen's Park Rangers face Ashford Town, 6th against 8th. So a lot of fixtures in Division 1 South East. And I suspect there will be a big change to the table come next week. Finally, for the league, then Division 1 South West, AFC Bournemouth against Larkhall Athletic, Maidenhead United take on Exeter City, Southampton women face Swindon Town. So Bournemouth against Larkhall Athletic, 4th against 11th. Larkhall Athletic, one of 3 teams yet to get off the mark this season. Don't forget, there's already that 6-point gap between Keynsham Town in 9th and Maidenhead United in 10th as you go from 6 to 0 points. Maidenhead United, of course, have only played 2 games. Let's get that right because they delayed the start of their season. But if they don't start picking up points quickly, a bit similar to how teams are going to be chasing Stourbridge in the Midlands, these teams are going to be chasing the rest of the pack throughout the course of the season. And if it gets too far through the season, you're thinking, okay, is it going to be 2 of these 3 teams that go down into Tier 5? So Maidenhead United against Exeter City is 10th against 2nd, and Southampton women against Swindon Town is 5th against 8th. Then on Wednesday, another 3 fixtures. Bournemouth against Southampton, 4th against 5th. Portishead Town take on Exeter City, that's 6th. against 2nd, and Chelsea face Moneyfields, that's 3rd against 7th. So it's closer in South West than it is in the East. But at the bottom, those 3 teams, AFC St Austell not playing at all this week. Larkhall Athletic are facing Bournemouth. They could get some points. Maidenhead United, they're facing Exeter City. Both of these sides, they could win, put themselves on 3 points, and then all of a sudden the pressure is on AFC St Austell, who was so close against Keynsham Town at the weekend, losing by 6-4. It's not many games you'll score 4 goals and not come away with the win, but that's what AFC St Austell did. And finally, into the Cup. It's the preliminary rounds of the Cup and the Plate competition. These are the fixtures that get us down from 36 teams, or 35 in the case of the Plate, down to 32, so we can have a knockout tournament. So in the Cup preliminary round, Barnsley face Liverpool Feds, Chesham United take on Gillingham, London Bees against Keynsham Town, and Newcastle United against Durham Sestra. So 2 from the north, 2 from the south. In the Plate, just the 3 games. Long Eaton United against Sporting Cowser, Moneyfields against Portishead Town, and Sheffield against Northampton Town. Now, if you remember, the reason that we've only got 3 in the Plate is because of that home walkover for Chesham United over Wyndham Town. Wyndham Town not taking part in the Cup competitions. So we only have 35 teams in the Plate that we need to get down to 32, which is why there are only 3 fixtures on the Plate rather than 4, which there are in the Cup. So those are being played this weekend. I would suspect, therefore, that we have the draw for the first round next week. That would be logical. So we'll wait to see from the league if that is the case. And if it is the case, we'll be talking about that as well. In terms of, just for your own interest, in terms of the qualifying rounds for the FA Cup, those are coming on the trying to look for it, is the 23rd of October, I do believe. Yes, 23rd of October is the 3rd qualifying round of the FA Cup, where these 4th tier sides have come into the competition, and they're going to be playing all the rest of the teams that are still in. If I look just at a couple of teams, so Barnsley are away to Blackburn Community Sports Club, Leeds are away to South Shields, Bradford City, for example, are at home to Preston North End. So I'll run through all of those closer to the 23rd, and because obviously there won't be the 4th tier fixtures taking place because they're all in the FA Cup. But it's a longer show this week. As I said, we had so much to talk about, but thank you very much for watching or listening if you listen to the audio versions. As always, keep supporting your local women's football team. If you want to get involved with the show, you can leave a comment down below if you're watching on YouTube, or get in touch with me on Twitter. It's at Chris_Gadsby. As I said, lots to talk through this week, so thank you for staying with me. Keep supporting your local women's football team, and goodbye.